All Might. Wait, actually, All Might. Bakugo. What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm here today with another video. It's almost like I want to do this as a job. Almost. So today I wanted to talk to you a little about something that's important in my life. Yeah. I wanted to talk about My Hero Academia today because I'm not going to say controversy because it really isn't controversy, but at the same time, people have been real uptight about it. And it's something that I do want to talk about because it's been going on for years. A little bit of context. If you don't know what My Hero Academia is, My Hero Academia is a popular shonen series that came out in 2015 and it took the world by storm, honestly. Honestly, I think it's one of the best anime to come out of Weekly Shonen Jump. Personally, I am going to make a huge main channel video about it when the next season comes out, but My Hero Academia recently finished. And I'm not going to get too much into spoilers, but if you are currently watching the anime, spoiler alert. But I'm not gonna say anything too crazy, okay? Like I said, My Hero Academia ended, I want to say like a month ago, maybe a month or two. But that came with a lot of people being angry about the specific ending. And I don't even want to say about the ending. People got mad about who Deku ended up with, right? So there is another student in Deku's class. His name is Katsuki Bakugo, one of the coolest characters in the series, pretty much. And I personally like him. I think he when he says he wants to win, he just goes out and does it. You know, like he just has that vibe about him where he's like, he's real passionate, but he comes off as real angry, you know, but he really cares. But at the same time, people take this relationship they have, which is a rivalry, and tend to make them kiss and love each other. And if you watch the anime, if you pay any sort of attention to the anime, they don't come off like that. That's not really the vibe they get from. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say? So I want to get into the context first before I just, tell you the rest of what is going on. So in Weekly Shonen Jump, they release chapters weekly for, different manga. So when the ending for My Hero Academia came out, it wasn't a full volume of the manga. So whenever the Weekly Shonen Jump pages come out, the author of the series usually goes back and re-revises it for the manga. So when we got the original ending, it didn't show anything of Deku's love interest. It just basically showed where everybody was, what everybody's doing, and it just kind of ends there. So people were a little content about that because there was no confirmation of Deku having any sort of love interest. I'll get into that in a second. So people were, a bit riled up knowing that he didn't end up with Bakugo, but at the end of the day, he didn't end up with Ochako either. I realized I just had an epiphany. I'm a grown-ass man talking about ships right now. That's crazy. Yeah, so people were content. I would say the internet was rather, that side of the internet was rather disappointed that Bakugo and Deku weren't lovers. But recently, the edited chapters for the full release of the manga recently came out, and it shows a bit more of Class 1A, going out to drink, the time skip, Mirio and the big three, all that good stuff, all the sort of world building, different characters as, older or grown adults, which is really cool to see, honestly. I would honestly want to see more of it, but that's not what we're talking about today. I think the main thing to pull from this chapter is that Deku and Ochako are officially a thing. Like, they become some sort of relationship towards the end of the manga. And I think that if you watch any sort of shonen anime, that's usually how it goes. And the first thing to come up in my mind is Naruto. Like, Hinata ends up with Naruto at the end of the day, even though Naruto doesn't really necessarily notice it, and Naruto doesn't really realize that he likes Hinata until Naruto the last. But like, the shonen protagonist is always, in my opinion, is always gonna end up with who the author pretty much sets up to be the love interest. You get what I'm saying? It's been multiple points in the series where Ochako says, I am in love with Izuku Midoriya. Off the top of my head, when Mina was another student in the class, she was like, hey, you've been acting a little weird. Is it love? And then she looks out the window and sees Deku. What? Another thing, when she was fighting Toga, this is the most recent, when Toga and Ochako were fighting, she's like, I went to hero school and I fell in love with a boy named Izuku Midoriya. And it's like, how, like, just using logic, right? From a narrative standpoint, just looking at the series, it's like, how can you say that Bakugo and Deku will end up with each other when there's a clear, like, bias towards Ochako and Deku? Like, I don't understand how people can be upset about this. But that doesn't just end there, right? I think the craziest thing to come out of this is seeing people crying full-blown tears about a fictional character getting together with another fictional character and not their fictional character. It's like can we get a job? Can we get some Indeed applications going maybe? I don't know, just a thought maybe. But yeah, I seen the one video of the girl and she was crying and her sister was like, baby girl, they're just drawings. Like, dead ass. Like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, people should be able to enjoy a series as much as they want and how they want, whether that be shipping characters that obviously don't go together. That's pretty much the only thing that comes to mind with the My Hero fan base. But yeah, I think people should be able to enjoy things how they want and still be separate. You know, I think people usually lump in the My Hero Academia fan base to this one group of basically children. I realized that the people who are doing this, the people who enjoy just shipping the characters and not enjoying the anime for the plot, are kids. So why are we like, okay, of course they're a little strange, right? But everybody has their strange phase in their life when they're a kid. So just leave them be. But at the same time, I think that we gotta be for real. We gotta be honest. Like, Bakugo and Deku, they were never gonna be a thing, right? And this reminds me of it was a while ago when people were harassing the author Kohei Horikoshi. They were harassing him on Twitter or something, saying they wanted Bakugo to be like a part of the LGBTQ community. And it was like, dude, like, even so, even if there was reasonable suspicion to say Bakugo was a part of that, like, how does that affect the story? How does him being gay or not affect the overall narrative of My Hero Academia? Like, if you want to headcanon it, go right ahead, because at the end of the day, how you enjoy the series is different from how I enjoy the series. But if you want to do that, be my guest. But harassing the author to make your personal fan fiction real, does that not seem a little insane to you? Does that not seem like, whoa, I'm crazy for these fictional characters that don't know I exist and will never know I exist? Hey man, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna watch My Hero Academia. I love My Hero Academia. And if you're one of the shippers that are angry, I'm gonna give you two pieces of advice. One, get a fucking grip. Get a grip, Jesus. And two, just watch the show. If you enjoy the show like that, just watch the show. That's it, simple as that. And that's it. That's it for my rants, VODs, rant about My Hero Academia. You guys can see I love this show. I keep pointing to the posters and the games. But yeah, that's it. Oh my, the video is over, All Might. I'm 21. I'm 21 years of age. I'm sorry. My bad.